Hello and welcome to my Pillars of Eternity Definitive Edition blind playthrough. Today we have part number 35 and we will be getting deeper into the Durgan's battery. In the last episode we were able to finally open the doors and ventured through the great halls and into the mines. We had few hard fights and hopefully we will get some more. So let's continue. We are right where we ended up last time and it's this card. So I'm really curious if we can get anywhere or where it takes us. This empty Minecraft sits upon the tracks leading down a dark mining tunnel. There is a lever beside it. Look inside the cart. The cart is empty, if dusty and patchy, with rust and large enough that a group of kids might fit inside, uncomfortably. This empty minecart sits upon the tracks leading down a dark mining tunnel. There is a lever beside it. Climb in. You and your allies clamber into the minecart in a graceless jumble of jabbing elbows and weapons. Pull the lever. With a shriek of grinding metal, the lever slides into place. The cart gives a mighty shudder, then starts rolling slowly along the track. The minecart moves downhill and quickly gathers speed. On the next rise, it becomes clear that there is some sort form of enchantment upon the tracks. The cart loses none of its momentum. After a sharp turn, you find yourself rapidly approaching a fork in the tracks. One track leads left and another upward and to the right. Look around quickly. You notice another lever set along the side of the tracks. The minecart hurtles along toward it. Grab the lever as you pass. Let's go with who will grab the lever. Let's see Zahua, our monk. In a show of agility, Zahua manages to hang over the side of the cart and grab the lever. As it comes along, the lever slams into place and the impact nearly knocks Zahua out of the cart. There is a grinding noise and the track shifts ahead of you. Just in time, the cart rattles onto the right track. After After a dizzying series of turns and twists, the minecart slows and then stops at the entrance to the new cavern.
Certainly.
Dented minecarts and heaps of rubble block this tunnel.
To whispers and shadows.
Ah, we're at the same map, but down here. Nothing else? A sapphire. And money. Well, looks like nothing else. Another minecart sits at the mouth of an ascending tunnel. You cannot be sure where it leads apart from out of this room. Hop in. You and your companions clamber into the minecart. You pull the lever and hear the now familiar whine of rusty wheels as the minecart starts rolling along the track. After a series of gentle twists and turns, the cart approaches a familiar cavern. Oh, we are again at the same place. So, let's check the workshop if we have the right key for it or not.
Call the Forge Guardians!
Sharp eyes and keen ears.
Workshop key. Okay, so we found the key on the corpse and the tunnel. Let's see what's inside.
Sharp eyes and keen ears.
Snow. Winterwolf. And ice troll. Lots of ice trolls. Knock him down and you stun this one. Let's stun him. Okay, Grieving Mother, try to disintegrate the troll. And you stun him. Let's get one by one. As well next. Stun him again. And let's disintegrate him. Okay, one more small ice troll. Endurance, let's fire him up a little bit. The detonate. Okay, all trolls down.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
This is a map of the mines, but various tunnels and choke points have been marked out with arrows and axes. It looks like a hasty battle plan.
Certainly.
Ain't that special?
Good. These scrolls catalog quantities of ore and minerals taken from the mines. Let's see what we discovered. Exceptional pistol. And sigil of the sword. A freezing draft filters through the collapsed wall. It looks as if something broke through from the outside. A tempered helm. And stone dial. The thick scroll of dark stone is intricately engraved with various strange symbols. A small stone protrusion rises from the center of the outer edge pointing outward. Another quest.
Oh?
So let's check the quest stuff. So let's see what we have here. Sigil of the helm, sigil of the shield, sigil of the sword, and the stone dial. Also, tempered helm. +3 might for 26 per kill. This one looks like interesting barbarian kind of helmet. Let's see what we have here. Resolve and perception. Let's give it to our rogue for fun. And the last place here. Oh, another battery siren.
Hey. My legs!
Will you be able to move to get her? Probably not, but...
Try something else!
Again can stun the siren.
This thing is
Oh, awesome.
spot on!
Who am I missing? Where is Adair? Ah. I hate this teleport shit. And let's knock her down. Where are you? Detonate and you knock her down.
Thing is
Land of blow.
Yes?
My thoughts will be as silent as my feet.
So, let's quick save and check what kind of puzzle is this. To seek the White Forge in the north. Reached Old Valia in the west. Northwest. A cold wind from the south. And bore old parents east. So northwest, southeast. Let's see. As you approach the door, you notice a round depression within the surrounding frame. The molding around the depression is elaborately carved, with a row of foreign symbols lining the topmost edge of the circle. Examine the socket. The depression is about 3 finger width deep, with a few small stone fragments jutting out from within the wall. Some pieces seem to rotate independently along slots, but they have no obvious effect in and of themselves. Place the stone disc in the socket. At first, the disc does not seem to fit until it is oriented a specific way. You hear a quiet click of casings as it sinks into place. Nothing appears to happen right away, however. On the disc itself, an arrow-shaped protrusion points. Push the disc. The dial spins out of your hand. It makes a complete revolution and rises so that it's flush with the rings one more. It comes to rest with the arrow pointing north. Rotate the dial counterclockwise, west. The dial rotates easily enough, though you hear a peculiar rattling behind the wall. The dial comes to rest with a faint click. The arrow points west. Push the disc. Again to the north, so to the south. The arrow points south. Push the disc. You press the disc as the arrows point south, you feel a satisfying thunk and notice that the dial has sunk a fraction of an inch into the depression. The door is still locked, but it feels like a step in the right direction. Okay, so we started with south. Let's point to the east and push the disc. And leave and check again. The dial needed to open the way down is locked in the workshop. I found the remains of the old dwarf who left it there. So, a cold wind from the south reached Old Valia in the west. To seek the White Forge in the north and bore operant east. Let's check southwest, east and north. If this will be the correct. So to the south and push the disc. Now to the west. Push the disc. You press the disc as the arrow points west. You feel another thunk and find that the dial has recessed further still into stone rings. So let's see if the east is the correct. You press the disc as the arrow points east. After another small thud, the dial thinks here lower into the stone molding. The change is almost too small to see, but it seems to indicate progress. And counterclockwise and push the disc one last time. You press the disc as the arrow points north. At first, nothing seems to happen, but after a few seconds have passed, the disc recedes deeper into the socket. You hear a clunk and the rattle of chains, and the door nearby swings open. The way is clear. Cheers. Let's save it and check one more time. And this puzzle which I failed because I had not all the required stuff. Yeah. This one is... Let's see if the helm... You hold the symbol in place, matching its protrusion against the holes in the circular depression. They align perfectly. A gentle push is enough to slide the symbol into its receptacle. You hear a faint clicking sound behind the stone wall. Here should be a shield. You hold the symbol in place, matching its protrusion, blah blah blah. You hear faint clicking sound behind the stone wall. And the last one, sigil of the sword. Again you hear a faint clicking sound behind the stone wall. And... is that it? Yeah, probably it would deactivate all the traps which hit me when I was here last time. Never mind. Let's go to the doors. One more. floor down the stairs. I've reached the bottom level of Durgan's battery. It's strangely hot. It seems the dwarves made their last stand down here. The White Forge is somewhere on this level too.
Let's see what we got.
Several skeletons have been laid alongside one another. Their legs and ribs are broken, but a dented Abaddon statue has been left amongst them.
Together! We're in this together!
So we are now at the foundry. This looks a little bit suspicious.
I'll organize the troops to guard the stairs. We can hold them off for a while.
Vazo's repairing the Guardians. Elune's preparing for the...
You can't be serious about this. Let's just wait those monsters out. Abaddon wouldn't let us...
Abaddon rewards earnest work, not begging and cowering. We must hurry.
Sharp eyes and keen ears.
So let's go this way first.
Arm yourselves, soldiers!
And it's locked. Let's try to find the key first. Something pulled this construct apart like a child's toy.
We'll give ourselves for the battery.
Uh-oh, a lot of them. Ah, shit. This smells like wipe. Let's kick the bitter spirit first and... Where are you? This is bad. This is bad. Let's try and stun the siren again. And you... hide yourself. Let's get here. yourself and you stun the bitch again. No. Let's go here. Okay, Eder is tanking good, so let's try to get the siren down. Siren, siren.
Not even slowing us down!
Why are you standing?
Shed no.
Let's detonate. Where she is? Let's try and detonate her. And stun her. The siren is down. Oh. We are alive. Lucky me.
Good thing I'm freshly greased.
Certainly.
And what was that item? What's this? Bronze evidence statuette. Okay. So, when their stuff.
Keeping an eye out.
Let's go here first, through the open door. And one more wraith. Two more wraiths. You just go here and knock her down.
Hey.
Stun her and one more stun here. Kaboom!
Certainly.
A star patterned crack radiates from the center of this table, as if a hammer or mace smashed it. A pair of skeletal hands protrudes from beneath it. No traps.
If you say so. Got it done.
So... And... Shimmering cloak, that's a new one. Blast and deflection against ranged attacks. That will go to the druids.
Certainly.
Let's move forward. Probably here.
Keeping an eye out.
The records are here. Keep searching.
Is this safe, Curate Loon?
No, it's necessary.
Pargrunan histories lie open and abandoned. Some are missing pages. Ancient scrolls have been yanked out of the shelves and left on the floor. Okay, let's check the hidden scroll. Torn scrolls and books with broken spines litter the floor below shelves. And Ogremite. Annals of the Pargrunan. No quest. Let's check. What will be better? +1 dexterity and armor speed or +2 might? I'll leave it at that.
Yes?
And as always say, let's leave that for a druid.
I will walk unseen.
Ain't that special?
Fetch our best armors. They must stand up to the heat.
Right away, Master Vassal.
Cracked skulls and splintered bones lie in a jumble. Most of the remains have been ground into dust.
Ain't that special? If you say so. If you say so. That'll do.
Aldrasphere. A quest item. Good to know. Unless I wanted to check. Still 0. Wow, you cannot blind constructs probably. These pliers, picks and awls were made for shaping metal. Dried blood flakes off of them like rust. And armory key. Good.
Stand your ground!
A hole bores into the stone. Its edges are blackened and gritty with soot. Okay, let's check the locked door if we have the right key for it. Yes.
I'll keep an eye out.
No hidden stuff. Exceptional. Exceptional brigandine. Let's check what the quickness is. Plus 15 attack speed. Huh. Let's give it to our main character. Knockdown. Oh, that's the same. And Brigandine damage reduction 14. Let's give this to her. If she's in the front line, she should have some better
Yes?
defenses. Let's go this way. Maybe.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
We'll stand ready, Commandant. Yeah!
Okay. Spectre is probably the worst enemy here. Oh no. Siren as well. So let's stun her. And you. Where is you? Once again. Stun him. And you still didn't attack the siren with the stun. Unbelievable. Yeah. Finishes the raid. And use 3 against the Spectre. And now for something completely different. Ah, that went much better than the last fight.
Certainly.
And let's go to the northeast.
Abidan, guide us.
Oh. We can get over here. Boulders and stone blocks tumble from the broken wall. It would require at least a dozen Emawa to move even one of them. Two more sirens. Oh. So let's stun this one and everyone else pile on this one.
Yes.
You haven't attacked yet? There is again. Away. And I think I will have issues. No. Okay, stun the Spectre. Fast. Oh. Durance is still alive. What a luck. Let's try to stun it one more time. So Duran's left with 38 points of health. Not good.
Step lightly.
Certainly.
So let's see what we have here. You go outside, just in case if there is a trap here. The corners of this tablet are chipped, but it's otherwise in good condition. It reads: "We plant ourselves in a strange and wild land, but remember well our roots. Though we are distant, know us still as kin."
Yes?
If you say so. That'll do.
Ring of Overseeing, another one.
Certainly.
Cracks snake across this stone tablet. The edges have been worn smooth over centuries of handling. It reads: "We who stand shoulders to shoulder alongside the oldest of Kith's empires sent you forth. Honor us as we remember you." And the letters on this tablet are crisp and deep, as if chiseled recently. They read: "Tau, O towers of stone, are surrounded by gates of coral. We are Pargrunen still. Write our names in your halls and your hearts." This globe is marked with the various Pargrunen settlements around Eora. Meditate on those who came before you and those who go beyond you. Remember first your father and last your younger brother, but know all Pargrunen as kin. So let's see, what does this do? This gilded globe has been crafted with exquisite detail. Mountains of hammered gold rise over mirror-smooth seas, and the rivers that carve the continents are as thin and neat as if they'd been carved with a razor. 3 perfect sapphire mark locations in Ruatai, Old Valia, and the Living Lands. The bronze band that circles the globe is inscribed with 3 repeating lines. Remember all Pargrunen, from the oldest before you to the youngest who follow you. Examine the globe. The rounded sapphires are just large enough for you to press them with your thumb. You test them and feel some kind of spring-loaded mechanism beneath them, but you can't determine anything further. From the oldest to the youngest. Let's leave for a while and check this again. Good condition. Centuries. Who stand shoulder to shoulder alongside the oldest of Kith empires send you forth. Which one is the oldest? And this one is newness. Let's leave and check. Maybe this. It was the time of it was the time of Edrahil the Sure-Footed that we came to Cleoban Rilak, an ancient place of builders, as the locals call them. It was a marvelous sight, a door and mountain framed by a pair of ghoulish specs. Through some exercise of trickery or cunning, Edrahil was able to gain access for our scholars that we might observe and reckon what lie inside. Oh. Let's try the old Valia. You depress the sapphire set in old Valia. It sinks until it's flush with the surface of the globe. Ruatai? Nope. So the old Valia was first. Then the Living Lands. You depress the sapphire set in the Living Lands. It clicks into place beneath the rippling ridge of a mountain. 3 perfect sapphire mark location in Ruatai, Old Valia and the Living Lands. Okay. The last one, Ruatai. You depress the sapphire set in Ruatai. It clicks into place along a curving coastline. As the last sapphire snaps into place, the globe glows with veins of brilliant blue light. Then it rotates a quarter turn as the light died out. You hear clanking gears and grinding stone from one side of the room. Yes.
Oh? Shh.
So we're opened it. Treasury. Nothing hidden. So let's start here. Reflex and Constitution belt. Constitution +2. I think the +3 will be better for the weaker. Let's give it to Screaming Mother. And +2 reflex. Anyone without boots? Nope. Maybe later. Braces of spiritual power. What's that? +10% spell damage. I give it to you. You. No. I save it for Aloth. And we have a unique battle axe. What does this do? It's 100. 100. Okay, treasury is empty. Let's go here.
To whispers and shadows. Hey. Yes?
Strengthen us with your flame, Lord Abidan.
Temper us for the crucible ahead.
A bronze statue of Abidan stands over incense, ash and rusted metal tokens. Eye. So we will need to find something without eyes. Precepts and Proverbs of Abidan. Let's see.
Yes?
Here or here? Let's go here.
Silence surrounds me.
Quickly! There's not much time!
Hey.
Alone, we've never introduced this much essence into the White Forge.
Abidan gave us the tools, Vasil. We've got to make them work.
Books and pages scrolled with equations and measures of essence are scattered across this table, as if someone went through them in a hurry. And as you have noticed, security reports that vicious mercenaries will attack the stronghold in 5 days. So we will have some little time to get to Kednua.
If you say so, that'll do.
On the binding of cells. Let's see what will happen when we click on this one. Your skin prickles as you approach the what. It teems with soul energy, with life spent and stored thrice over. Essence roils like churning water, running over ancient pipes and gears, but there, within the what itself, lies a heavy stone disc, rune engraved and pale as bone. Reach for the object. You feel a chill run up your arm the moment your fingers brush the disc's surface. Whispers erupt from the stone around you, and out of that chorus rises a single steady voice.
Stop! These methods belong to us! To the Pargrunin!
What is this?
Years of toil, the pride of a generation. You would steal from us? From the...
Abidan himself. You will regret your trespass.
You hear a grinding, clicking noise in the hall. Something moans and snarls outside.
Certainly.
And what does the
Let's do it this way.
flame reveal?
You gotta see this.
Let's hide right away. Where is Adair? Oh, he landed exactly on the trap. Last shade. So, go for this. Die already. Good. Where are you? Can be imitated. Yes.
Kind of stuff.
You still haven't cast it yet. Where are you? Oh, you go outside so you don't die. Can you please start it again? Okay, the siren is down.
This thing isn't doing.
It's done again. And one more. What the hell? Stun that bitch.
Hey.
Something else!
Stun her. Where are you? One more. Finally. Oh.
Hey.
Doing this without a healer was priceless.
Laying low. Certainly.
Let's get Nap inside the room behind. Because it is impossible to continue without. Without getting fully healed.
Laying low.
What?
Never mind, let's be going. Your face is full of meat, Duran snorts. It looks too worse if you didn't speak. Never mind, let's be going. Let's talk to Grieving Mother for a second.
Your mind comes bearing questions, Watcher.
I had questions for you. Let your mind speak for you. I shall listen past the words. How is it no one can see you?
Their eyes see, but their minds will not remember past the call.
A call?
My face is like the call of a newborn, hiding the face beneath. And for my body, I am able to wrap myself as a mother cradling her child. I am here, as you see me. But to them, their eyes see only the cloak that I wear. A peasant mother, dirty, shabby, not worth knowing. As a watcher, you see more than others. To the eyes of most, I am as unseen as the spirits you share memories with.
How are you able to affect minds? I divert the flow of their senses down a different path, to a place easily forgotten. It is not unwelcome when one does not desire the presence of others. The surface of their minds register a figure, but the memory slips away. They see a woman, but there is no desire for conversation, no desire for any questions, and I have none to ask. I want to discuss something different. You addressed me as a watcher when we met. Do you know what a watcher is? There is a slow chill, and for a moment it seems as if she is going to fade from your vision, as if she can't bear to be seen.
The title came unbidden. I do not know why I spoke of it. Yet it seemed the right mantle, a familiar one.
Yet I do not know from where it came, if I have given offense. Oddly enough, it feels like she's not speaking to you. It feels like she's speaking to an audience. The air takes on a curious edge, a chill, which persists for a sharp moment, then fades into a dull fear. If I have given offense, forgive me. Forgive me. You would know more than I. Why are we afraid? I do not know. It is an old feeling. I do not know where it stems from. It was a word that arose when you saw me. It is said watchers see much that others do not, and I have been hidden from the eyes of others for some time. Let me ask you about something else. When we first met, how was I able to enter your dream?
I do not know. What do you speak of? If you were in my thoughts, I could not feel your presence, nor do I know what you saw there.
As she speaks, you suddenly feel an odd sensation in your mind, as if walking in her thoughts would be as if walking down a back street of merchant stalls. The claustrophobia of wooden shelves and canvas tarps made it less oppressive, but the sheer number of enticing vials and bottles that stretch out to the sides of you. You suddenly realize that whether she permits it or not, you could enter her dream and observe it without her ever knowing. And in response, you had two wishes. There is the feeling that you could simply pick up a vial, taste it, sample it, and keep the memory as your own. And suddenly you find yourself back in your present thoughts. Though you were away, but for a moment she seems unaware of your diversion of thought. It may be one of your gifts and ability to walk in memories as easily as someone walks upon the ground. May I try again? You feel her slowly nod, though she makes no motion. My mind is open to you, as it was before when we met. I could not stop you if I wished. As long as you don't mind if I try, I shall do so. My memory is not as it was, much has been forgotten. If you would walk in my thoughts, I have nothing hidden. Her thoughts feel strangely apologetic and welcoming, both at once. Perhaps you may learn something that will strengthen you, or a clue to what has caused this terrible burning of the fields of soul and halted Berat's wheel. Her mind gives away. Your passage almost unnoticed as you enter her as before, circling the memory you shared when you first met. And suddenly you are calm. You are on a plateau, almost the height of a tower several stories high. The plateau is like a table lying beneath a clear sky, and beneath the plateau, surrounding it in all directions, a forest, hazy with mist, although whether it is actual mist or distance or a recollection, resting in the curve of a natural arch before you is a great copper bell, half again the size of a man hanging at attention, as if looking down on you and the event unfolding before you. The plateau has soaked in the sun, and the rock beneath you is rough and warm. The sky forms a cradle around you. You feel different, not disembodied, but you feel your body, your physical contours have changed along with the surroundings. And you hear a soft series of chimes, like wind chimes. At the sound, the scene gains color and texture, as if the sound is beckoning you gently forth, filling your senses and thoughts like mist roiling softly into a sealed chamber. And the chimes coaxes you deeper into the memory, and you're certain it is a memory, a warm one. You are on the stone of the plateau, your knees on the warm texture of the ground, silver white shimmering like Adra. The plateau is formed of it, glistening in the sun. You can feel the heat on your skin, your wrists and your hands. Your hands are in motion. weaving, not threat, but glittering tenderly, moving along the first movement of Berat feel. Your hands are wet. Your hands are up on the flesh of a newborn child, and you can feel the crowning of a tiny head, turning in your grip, its head stick, wet from the womb. The hands you are wearing, inhabiting, have done this many times and they are practiced and confident. You can feel distant planes in your own head as the head emerges a stream of fluid from the womb, helping the newborn side forth and a woman's labored breathing crying out. Focus on the child, the movement of your hands. As your hands move, you hear the sounds of chimes clear cutting through the haze of memory. You cannot see where they are coming from, but they are close, and they are meant as a comfort of that you are certain. Draw the child forth. And coaxed by your hands, every movement causing the chimes to sound again. Almost eagerly, the child comes forth, and as it does, your hands are in motion, weaving, moving along the length of a soft, wet rope. No, an umbilical cord from the legs of the naked woman before you. You are holding a small child, still wet from the womb before you. The child cries out, its cry full of life, full of soul, the ringing of chimes echoing in its thoughts, filling it with its welcome. The soul is blurred at the edges, as if you are weaving a soul from within a soul. But it is there, it is alive. The woman before you is weeping, and at her first cry, her hands reach out for it. Surrender the child. You surrender the child to her, something you have done many times before. As your hands move, the chimes echo to a movement, and you realize the chimes are hanging from cords on your wrists, and where once they echoed in the memory, they are now echoing in the child's mind as well. The chimes are intended to welcome the child, to be its first gentle greeting into the world, a soothing sound guided by the tender motion of your wrists. You are helping to view its thoughts, its perception, and the experience. The experience. The woman laughs with a wrecked joy, laughing from a parched throat. Her emotion seems soothed, but the physical demands of labor have left her exhausted. But the child is here, the child is safe, and all atop the plateau is peaceful, calm, distant, flattening out as the memory persists. Slowly, pull back, retreat from the memory. With effort, the scene bleeds of color, and your mind becomes your own again. The grieving mother stands silently before you. She seems unaware of what you've seen, or that you entered her memories at all. I walk again in your dreams, thoughts, and I believe your memories. A mixture of curiosity and fear wells up between you. She raises her left hand, the chiming at her wrists quelling the rise within her. She is frightened, but curiosity anchors her.
And what did you see in my memories? I would hear you speak of them.
The dream, the memory I saw upon meeting you, it was you, helping give birth to a child. There is a silence, and as your breath falls still, you hear the faint cry of a child in the distance, a newborn child. Almost exactly like what you heard in the dream. As you listen, the grieving mother raises both her hands as if weaving her wrists, chiming as she does so, in a semblance of the gentle turning she provided while the newborn was groaning. To your surprise, you recognize the motions and the words from the memory, even as they are new to you. As she weaves her hands through the air in front of her, the child's cries grow still, yet the sound of the chimes weaves almost hypnotically into your thoughts. The sky seems sharp and clear, and you feel as if you are towering over your surroundings, as if kneeling atop a great pillar, just as she did in the memory. To your surprise, the grieving mother falls, as if her strings were cut, and her knees crack hard against the ground. Her hands never cease moving in the air, the chimes echoing her movements. In a ragged voice you hear her speak. The voice is that of a much older woman than the one before you, harsh, almost desperate.
Tell me what you saw. Show me what you saw. Where were you?
I was in the middle of a forest atop a great plateau. The sky was clear, mist blanketing the trees. As she kneels before you on the ground, she whispers to you hoarsely, and even fainter with the distance between you.
The stone of the plateau. Its color. Tell me its color.
What color was it? Shimmering like Adra. It was silver Adra, its surface warmed by the sun. As you watch her hands rise before her, she clasps them, then cups them, as if feeling them for the first time. And she stared down into the cradle of her hands, and the chimes sound once, twice, as they swing with the movement.
And what did these hands hold?
A newborn child. There is a sudden intake of breath and then a release. Her eyes blur closed, forming into slits, but in the brief glimpse you have of her changing expression, the rippling pain in her features seems to have smoothed. She swallows once, twice, and then you feel her once again in your thoughts, the rasping husk of her voice swallowed and drawn within her.
It was the birthing bell you saw. Has it been so long? Have I forgotten so much?
With the words comes a river of impulses, thoughts as if loosed from a breaking dam, and as your mind wraps the impulses into words, you realize it is her muscles and her hardened thoughts relaxing and breathing again. There is such an intensity, you almost want to step back from the flow, but you find the weave of impulses cause questions to float to the surface. Among them is a name: Watcher. What is the birthing bell?
It is a plateau formed of the spirit stone Audra. At its top is set a great bell, cradled in the reaching arm of the plateau. It stirs in the wind, and it sounds for leagues when struck by kith hands. In distant times, the great bell served as a Glanfathan watchtower, perhaps. Why they abandoned it, I do not know. Other men came in time, settlers, and claimed the tower as their own. I, in turn, claimed it from them. The pillar became a cradle where I could draw new souls into the world.
Where is the birthing bell located? The birthing bell lies deep in the great forest of the Deerwood, the borders of Glanfathan lands surrounding it. Barely a town, not one you would find on any map, but it held an important place for those there, even if we were far from the beaten track. Small families tied like a knot, joined at the wrists in mind. In thought, all were welcomed, all had purpose. In your memory, were you helping a woman give birth?
Yes. Yet, I believe you only saw a small part of the birthing ritual. It is not all in a moment, nor in a day. It is a journey of many years between the child, the mother, and I.
There was much I could do to aid the mother. Some saw the physical comforts of a ritual to steady their thoughts, even other from the bell. Others would seek advice, words of counsel for the days ahead. I was able to provide draughts, tinctures, and a reading of the child's spirit, all to strengthen the mother. Uh, can you tell me about the birthing ritual?
The ritual was one of many steps. It took many tens of years to carve them, but always the child's thoughts were there to guide me from the moment it began to awaken, to the 3 seasons within the mother, to the birthing day, and the years to follow. The child's thoughts, that is where it began. The expectant mother, I could often sense her thoughts, and those of her child, before she could. I would soothe her, free her from the panic of questions. I would sound the memory of the birthing bell atop the plateau in her mind, letting the memory of the vibrations fill my thoughts and hers. Often, the child's soul could hear it too, so the sound of the bell echoed in the mother's thoughts.
You sensed the mother's thoughts? Sharing memories and thoughts can bond lives together, as can hardships, and most of all, the sharing of what is familiar. The bell itself provided shelter for such thoughts, opportunities to see deep into the crevice, hollows and the rock where one could find shelter, clefts where you could feel the Adra all around you. As she speaks, you feel your legs bent, crossed, and the warmth of walls around you, and blankets woven thick beneath you. Such shared image can bond soul even tighter, and allows them to draw strength from each other. You mentioned the ritual lasted years. What would happen after the birth? Once the pain is channeled away, and the mother and child breathe again, I sound the birthing bells on my wrists and allow the mother to hear the child's thoughts, ringing, echoing in each other's thoughts. The bells open the way between them, let her feeling pass into the newborn, and let her feel the child in return. And when the feeling meet, that is when I weave another memory and leave it tied in their minds. Did these bells play an important role in the birthing process? Yes, and for years after. I gave a set to the child after delivery. It is a reminder of the memory the mother and the child shared. You feel an odd sensation, a warmth, and you can feel a smile being shared. Then it flickers, and it is gone. As the bells coaxed the child forward, so they accompany the child onwards, fastened about the wrists, to care for him in mind and body. There is no magic in it except the magic of practicality. If a child thought to leave their cradles or escape their cribs, the mother could know through the warning of the chimes alone. At times, if the bond was strong, so would I. The sensation of a smile comes again, slower, more knowing between you. If not watched, children, much trouble may be ahead from tiny hands. The chimes are kept until the child needs them no longer, when I no longer can hear them sounding in my mind. I know their spirit has changed, and the bonds we shared are long gone. This shedding may last many years, or but a few, but it is necessary. You watched over these children for years after their births? Children are fragile things. Even the ties of blood and mind may not be enough. They must be watched, and even then the body may fail the mind. But if watched, even the most thickly child may cling to life if determined enough, and many of their souls were tied to me. If a child's spirits failed, I could sound the chimes in their mind and grant them strength, even from afar. It it did not always serve, but it gave hope. It sounds like you've seen tragedy too, enough to never wish to feel it again. And the times before the bell, children who died were cast upon the waters of the lake, beyond the bell, sometimes while alive, if their path and futures were deemed weak. It was a different time. Children were treated carelessly. Those times, those times are past. I have other questions about birthing Bell. Ask what you will. I will provide what answers I can. Why would you give a telling of a child's spirit?
Many would come seeking their child's future, or a reading into the child's past, the lives its soul is said to have lived.
There is a slow chill, and for a moment it seems as if she is going to fade from your vision, as if she can't bear to be seen, and there is a spark of fear, alarm.
Such things are not mine to see. I meant no offense.
Oddly enough, it feels like she's not speaking to you. It feels like she's speaking to an audience. The air takes on a curious edge, a chill, which persists for a short moment, then fades into a dull fear. You feel the word watcher resounding in her mind. I didn't know I didn't know you had the ability to read souls.
That sight, past lives, future lives.
There is a slight hesitation in a grieving mother, a brief spike of worry, then quelled. The sensation is an odd one, but vanishes as quickly as it came.
Such sight lay beyond me, yes.
You're frightened. Something about watchers. As the thought of watchers crosses your mind, you feel sharp pain, stabbing, and the sudden burn of lashes across your back and shoulder, and then it is gone, and you feel the grieving mother before you, silent, almost fearful, worry.
I was something else, but because the title Watcher was cast on me, the word carried a weight I had neither earned nor deserved. The world seems filled with such titles. They distract, I think, from the actions of the person, from their strengths.
Why did you believe you were a watcher?
The world has many corners, and in some corners the name Watcher is more known. It is an easier title than others, and at times it is easier to wear. Placing a title upon what is unknown can dispel the fear of it, and I did not fight it. I even believed it true, though I knew little of the ways of Watchers. It even granted me strength. I was able to see the thoughts of others, shape them, and help guide souls. Watcher seemed enough, and the name seemed to matter little in the light of one's acts.
But if they came to read their child's souls, what did you tell them?
I drew upon the present. I felt the soul of the mother before me, and used that to tell the child's path, to give it a voice. If only the thoughts of the mother and the emotions that lie beneath were mine to impart. I did, and so I used that as the telling of their child's future.
What if it turned out to be untrue?
Futures fulfilled by one's own spirit are as strong as anything seen by another's eyes. And if one draws from the emotion of the mother, it matters only when harm is done. And their lives I knew well. I could weave their lives, their thoughts over time, to the mother, to the child. And once the child had been born, was sheltered, I could relax the threads of thought until the child could stand on its own.
So you shaped their thoughts, made the readings true.
This is my calling, to show them the life I see before them, and even greater, make them believe it.
That is not what the Watcher does. We do not shape minds. We see them as they are.
Even the most strongly worded tells may not be enough to save a child and allow it to be born. If I have the strength to strip away the stem of a mother's spite to expose kindness, weave nurturing from disdain and neglect, then that is my calling. And with the weight of Watcher behind my thoughts, these tells gain strength. Strength I never possessed on my own. They believed. And what they believed became the truth. With each child that was set upon that path, the title of Watcher became stronger. You must understand, without such weight upon my words, many lives would have been lost, drowned, cast in the lake beyond the bell. Now the trail to the lake is lost and reclaimed by the forest, as was meant. A Watcher was not there to look over us, but it was a Watcher that saved them. And with a Watcher's strength, children were born, were cared for, and grew strong.
I see.
What use is a frightened will when a spirit is at stake? Would you let the fears of a mother end her newborn's life? You felt it in the memory, the weight of it, the importance of the child's life. It was a memory we shared.
That memory, it's not the truth, is it? And suddenly there is a rasping cry across your consciousness. She raises her hands, and you see the chimes draped from them. Yet they make no sound as she moves.
A greater good was done, and children were saved. It is a choice you may be forced to make one day. And when faced with it, you will make the same one.
When that happens, I'll be making my own choice.
This choice is not yours to make, Watcher. You will do as the world needs, as its children need. It is greater than you and your twist of sight.
I want to discuss something different. Let your mind speak for you. I shall listen past the words. I heard the name Watcher in your thoughts when you remembered the birthing bell. Why?
It is because I once believed I was one, and others believed I was one.
There is a slow chill, and for a moment it seems as if she is going to fade from your vision, as if she can't bear to be seen. There is another name for someone with our abilities. This cipher does not define you, and more than Watcher does, it diminishes the nature of who you are, dims the flame of thoughts and drive. Yet, if it calms others to define you in such a way, then comfort may be taken in that. That is a cloak as well, that serves to dispel fear, hate. Do you know anything about Watchers? I feel that they were once marked, hated. Such hate feels dimmed now. I can feel it. Other hatreds have risen for other titles, but they burned bright in the past. No hates have shifted focus and they may fall on the same again, either you or me. Why did you believe you were a watcher? The world has many corners, and in some corners the name Watcher is more known. It is an easier title than others, and at times it is easier to wear. Placing a title upon what is unknown can dispel the fear of it, and I did not fight it. I even believed it true, though I knew little of the ways of Watchers. It even granted me strength. I was able to see the thoughts of others, shape them, and help guide souls. Watcher seems enough, and the name seemed no matter little in the light of one acts. That's all. The memory involved a place known as the birthing bell. It was clearly of great significance to grieving mother. Perhaps she can tell me something of what happened there and why it is important to her. The grieving mother was a midwife at the birthing bell, and she used to read the souls of unborn children. However, she admitted that such readings were often fabricated based on what the expectant mother wanted to hear. She clearly thought she was doing these women and their children a service, but she wasn't inclined to discuss the matter further at this moment. Perhaps she'll open up more as our journey continues. Okay,
Zawa is ready.
let's
Hey.
move a little bit more. We spent a lot of time
My
talking
thoughts will
with
be
her.
as silent as my feet.
Looks like Chris Avalon went really ballistic with her dialogues. The next place is going here. Looks like we killed all the ghosts.
Laying low.
So let's go down the stairs. I found the legendary White Forge. I need to figure out how to use it. It looks as if these skeletons were once stacked, but they've fallen apart as their connective tissue has rotted away. Bones chipped but whole have been swept into a pile.
If you say so. That'll do.
The Guardians will hold the door as long as need be.
Everyone else is ready. So few of us remain.
Lord Abidan, guide our hands and steel our hearts. Give us the mercy of your forge.
The pillar tugs at your essence, a pulse from the world itself moves through it. So... a few tokens, filthy coins, and tattered ribbons have been scattered in this bone pile.
I've seen better.
The interior of the forge is crusted with dark, rippled stone. And Ring of Seared Flames, I think I have this again. Okay, let's go here and quick save just in case and see what will happen. A large stone dragon skull stands silent, vigil at one end of this circular chamber. Within its maw is a network of steel dividers, tubes and vents, indicating that the impressive construction served as the furnace for the White Forge. And I forgot to quick save. Well, hopefully it will not kill us. There is a shallow basin at the foot of the furnace, and in the eye sockets of the skull itself are golden rings, evidently meant to house some manner of gem or instrument. Examine the forge. The dragon skull gazes down upon you with hollow eyes. Both have gleaming golden rings worked into the sockets, and both of these stand empty. In the basin at the base of the furnace, you note a rectangular gap, as if something once sat within. Place another sphere into the left eye socket. With a little climbing, you are able to reach the eye socket and carefully wedge the sphere into place. It fits snugly, and you think you sense a small ripple of energy as the eye is set within. You feel a fine vibration through the skull. It grows in intensity until the very ground seems to shake. Loose cobblestones rattling in their settings, you leap from the furnace to confront what is coming.
What stirs in the heart of the battery?
A large stone dragon skull stands silent, vigil at one end of this circular chamber. Within its maw is a network of steel dividers, tubes, and vents, indicating that this impressive construction served as the furnace for the White Forge. There is a shallow basin at the foot of the furnace, and in the eye sockets of the skull itself are golden rings, evidently meant to house some manner of gem or instrument. Place another sphere into the right eye socket. You climb into position and carefully set the other sphere into the golden ring at the center of the skull's eye socket. The sphere fits perfectly, and as it drops into a place, peculiar burst of energy ripples outward from the dragon's eye and through you. The air shifts almost imperceptibly around you. The other sphere you have placed suddenly blazed with an orange light, fading from a blinding brightness to the vibrant glow of a campfire. A thin smoke rises from both orbs, and in the depths of the furnace you think you hear the rattling of machinery.
Heat. Tremors. They return.
A large stone dragon skull stands silent, vigil. At one end of this circular chamber, within its mouth, is a network of steel dividers, tubes, and vents, indicating that this impressive construct served as the furnace for the White Forge. And place the stone disc in the hollow space behind the basin. You place the stone disc into the basin and find that it fits perfectly within the hollow. Before your eyes, the disc turns of its own accord, rotating this way, and that before finally sinking into position. From deep within the furnace comes a startling metallic screech, as if some hidden mechanism has come to life. From the vents around you rises hot, stale air and glow of rising fires. A gust of hot air erupts from the stone, dragon maw, molten ore dips from the basin, and dark, billowing smoke begins to gush from between the skull's fangs. You hear another rending shriek, but not of machinery. Around you rises a chorus of hoarse, bodiless voices raised in rage and despair.
Remember yourselves, Pargrunen! Defend the battery!
Uh-oh. Okay. Let's stun him. You can knock him down. And...
Zala is ready.
let's see if these big guys can be stunned. Yes, they can. So... I think I focus one by one. And there. Oh shit, too many stuns. Where are you? Exactly will be down soon. Good. Do we have some items? Suppress affliction. Good. So, which one to kill now? You go here and... you try to kill...
Hey.
Stun, stun, stun. 57. Let's try to get over 60. Good. This one. Okay, first one is down. Let's go now for this ant. You bubble yourself. Do we have some item?
What?
And the last one. Stun it. And we have a new achievement for restarting Reforge.
Let's see what we got.
And we are still alive. Cheers.
Certainly.
Okay, nothing else. Okay, and we are...
Does anyone have any extra rations? I did some white leaf and now I'm very hungry.
Okay, let's
Certainly.
check this again. Yes, I missed this.
Stop, Marauder! Our bodies are dust already. Must you profane holy ground with further violence?
Flames roar and whip from within the forge. As they rise, their glow washes the room in a gory crimson light.
Did the height of our walls offend you? Did we cross your borders? Sell you weak steel? Tell us, why did you invade our fortress?
Behind the anger and through the roaring flames, you hear the voice of a tired old man. Durgan's battery has been deserted for over 200 years.
No, that cannot be. Abidon wouldn't allow it.
The flames flicker and shudder, and the stones beneath your feet grow suddenly cold.
Wake up, Exandru! This is why Abidan gave us the White Forge, that we might take up arms and deal with villains like this.
Heat surges once again from the forge, prickling your skin.
Such a magnificent device, and she can only see it as a tool for war. She shames our grandparents, who wandered this continent and...
Quiet, both of you! Can't you feel it? This chill. This silence.
The fires crackle and snap.
But you entered our keep and found it abandoned. Ruined. What happened to us?
These questions drift from the mouth of the White Forge, breathing you like a cloud of smoke. The official history is that you destroyed yourself, but it looks like someone or something invaded the battery.
I'd never seen anything like them. Twice the size of any ogre, and positively fearless. They were...
Eyeless. Yet no matter how hard we fought, or how deep we hid, they kept coming for us.
What were they?
Some kind of magfolk, but bigger than any we knew of. We who survived never got close.
They were relentless. Unnaturally so.
Why did they attack you? They didn't stop to explain themselves, yet I wondered at what monstrous wilder might survive in a place like this.
We should have taken our steel and pushed east.
What's to say they didn't come from the east? From the lands Maroon so coveted?
It was a punishment for taking this gift of Abidan, the White Forge, and squandering it on our greed and vanity.
The other voices say nothing, but you feel their doubt and dissent in the stifling heat of the forge. Go on.
We retreated until there was no place left to go. Until those of us who remained were here.
Here, with the salvation Abidan had left us.
You used the White Forge to channel your souls into the battery.
Yes, using the same methods with which we had fashioned so much cold steel.
So, this is truly all that remains of the Pargrunan.
It was agony. Feeling your soul ripped from your flesh. Feeling every part of you torn asunder. But it saved us.
Imprisoned us.
It was Abidan's grace. Now, we inhabit the monument our people built to the White Forge.
What does it have to do with Abidan?
The White Forge belongs to Abidan, of course. It is here that he built his own body.
And whether he found this place or created it, it's a truly remarkable smithy.
We Pargrunin are wanderers by nature. But it was Abidan's call that led our forefathers here after generations spent along the Pearl Coast and Air Glonfath.
So the old stories say. Then again, I can't see any other reason our grandfathers would have stayed here when greener lands lay east.
How does the White Forge work?
Its fires have been blessed by Abidon. They're fed by Eora's molten heartbeat and veined with Audra that runs to the center of the world.
Which explains their conductive power. See, these Audra veins allowed us to siphon essence into steel as we shaped it.
And that essence, the extraordinary heat of the forge, and our smith's skill is what made Durgan's steel so remarkable.
I see. And now you're here, and Durgan's battery.
Stuck here, you mean? With all the others who sought to escape the Eyeless.
To observe the passage of centuries in peace and solitude, that would be perfection.
Reliving memories of a lost battle and feeling the gradual crumbling of these stones. Had we thought longer on the fate that awaited us, we might have chosen a quick death to this slow agony.
Blasphemy! There's no greater honor than remaining here, watching over the White Forge.
I suppose that's one way to look at it.
I only wish we could protect this humble monument better.
Or do something. Anything. We were once among the greatest smiths in the known world. Tell me, do Kith still speak of us?
Yes, and highly. You are still regarded as mastersmiths.
That is good to know. It's only a shame that this legacy is nothing but a memory.
The White Forge radiates its gentle warmth.
Is this why you braved the restless souls of Durgan's battery? To recover the process of Durgan's steel?
There's a village called Stalwart that's fallen on hard times. They asked me to find the White Forge. At this admission, you feel a softening in the essence of the Pargruner. In one moment, each soul and fragment is distinct, and in the next, they form an indistinguishable host. You perceive them as a school of fish caught in a tide, a flurry of snowflakes on the wind, a pantry full of fragrant spices.
Then I hope you're satisfied with what you found here.
At least you get to leave this place.
But it was good to be remembered. However briefly.
As the souls of Durgan's battery speak to you, their collective essence takes shape, much like Merwald's did. There are scores of them, all torn by conflicting purposes and trapped in the memory of their lost battle. You taste the bitterness of their uncertain existence and feel the persistent ache of centuries. It is a slow, agonizing fate, but you find it in your power to grant them another. What's to choose? Let's release them. Release them from Durgan's battery. You're free to roam again, return to the wheel and seek new lives. You perceive the tenuous connection between the souls and the battery. As you sever them, the souls cry out, some in relief and others in rage. Pressure builds in the ether, which swarms with essence and energy. You cover your ears and grit your teeth against the devastating hum that builds in the core of your soul. The White Forge is now available for you to use. It has the unique ability to refine Durgan iron ingots. Multiple iron ingots are required to create a single refined ingot. After refinement, these ingots can be used at any time in enchanting recipes to augment weapons, shields and armor with Durgan's steel. We have a new quest, but I think we will be doing and also speaking with Zahua again next time, because it's getting a little bit late and I still need to do some stuff for tomorrow's work. So thank you all for coming by and watching my stream. Much appreciated. So if you enjoyed, feel free to follow me on Twitter and Mixer, or subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks again for watching and enjoy the rest of your day. See you soon.